So marketing strategy. We think about marketing and what marketing is, okay? And I have a couple things to say about it, and one of them is marketing is everything, okay? And the second thing is, if you don't believe that your patients are better off spending money on their health, appearance, well-being, and their longevity, then marketing won't help you. It won't help you. If you don't believe that people are better off spending their money in here and in their own health, well-being, beauty, and longevity and health, then all the marketing in the world isn't going to help you. You're a level 1 dentist. Right? Okay. So here's the interesting thing. When you think about it, people are heavy into marketing tactics, but they're not thinking about strategy. I want to talk to you a little bit about the strategy, because level 1, you market a level 1 practice different than a 2, different than a 3, different than a 4. So in the universe, we know that they're A, B, and C patients. Would you agree with that, right? Would everybody agree about with the bell curve, right? 20% that are in the universe are probably A's. They know what they want. They're looking for it. Maybe they're already getting it. 60% are, so to speak, in the middle, and I call these B patients. Now, these patients will go this way. They can be influenced this way if they're in a practice that has a C structure, right? But they can also be influenced this way. Okay? And the reason I know that is I've been practicing dentistry for a lot of years, working on average people, everyday people, blue-collar people, and those people, given the proper structure and given the proper relationship, move this direction. Put in the hands of a C dentist, they'll move this way. Okay? But the bulk of the population, see, they're not just sure where to go. Huh? They need help. They need guidance. They need somebody to create some awareness, help them set goals and such. Okay? Does that make sense? So there's a great, great book written called The Experience Economy, and that's where this model came from. That quickly, back in prior to 1990, we had an economy that was based on extracting commodities. Okay? Gold, oil, silver, timber. Okay? My grandfather owned a huge section in northern Michigan where they still have some of the timber where they used to log the timber, everything up there. And of course, they had a lot of oil up there as well. Then we moved into developing and making goods. This was the Industrial Revolution, which was 100 years ago, that none of us can even remember because it was 90 years ago and none of us were alive. We went from living on the farm, so to speak, to moving into cities, and we created manufactories. Okay? And then we moved into, prior to the Second World War, was the emergence of the service economy. Okay, back in 1920, we were 95% industrial and 5% service. Today, we're 85% service and 15% and they're still trying to bring it back. They're going to have a hard time bringing it back. We outsourced it to all the world. Then we developed, and then came along the experience economy. Look at how they fill the stadiums with people. We go to movies. We do a lot of things, not just for the service, but for what? The experience. And lastly is the issue of determining and guiding transformations. Right? So level 1 and level 2 practices are pretty much down here. Level 3 and level 4 practices are pretty much at the issue of transformation and experience. And I bring that up because it's true. So a level 1 and level 2 practice pretty much look alike, but the level 3 really stands out. Today, in the look-alike economy, I think it's really important that we all think about how do we stand out? How do we differentiate ourselves? How do we make a difference? If we do, how do we do that, right? Yes, no? So a level 1 is free exams. We cater to cowards, welcome wagon, every PPO possible. It's production focused. It's always a canned website. You know, one of those $39 a month ones, okay? We want anybody and everybody, okay? I don't care, just buy the hamburgers and leave. The level 2 is more transaction based. The dentist is wants to do something specific, okay? After implants or CERECs or crowns or cosmetics. Okay? It's, again, still off the shelf, whitening specials, Botox specials. It's as a heavily oriented into a production-based practice. So level 3 is distinctly different. It's distinctly different. Marketing is based on value. It's focused on the patient. Rather than the inward focus on free and the services, it's the outward focus onto the patient. Okay? We'll talk about that a little, but obviously I can't talk about it a lot. This is a 4-hour seminar on marketing, which is from 1 day and from a 3-day workshop and from a lifetime of experience with this. So I'm just giving you a little snippet of this right now. But obviously level 3 is very much working at an effective referral system. They have a clear understanding of their core market. Okay? Because level 3 isn't for everybody. You with me? Not for everybody. Level 1 is for everybody. Level 2 is for fewer. Actually, I think level 3 is for more than level 2. Personally, I think level 3 is the greatest opportunity that dentists have today. So when we think about marketing, we think about these core statements or questions. What is your offering? Now, the offering is the emotional benefit that somebody gets from what you're doing. In other words, they buy for their needs. Okay? What are they buying for? Okay? And then you start thinking about, well, what is your market? What is your market? Okay? What do they want? And how do you find out who that is? Well, you interview your best patients. Right? Why did they come to you? What did they want? Right? Because if those are the people you want more of, wouldn't it make sense to know why they came to us? Okay? So you can do your own, so to speak, marketing audit here. Why are they there? What do they want from you, really? What do you want? How do they hear about you? Okay? How do they hear about us? How do they find out about us? Okay? And is there a match? Okay? I understand completely the economy, the state of the economy. I understand completely that there's a down leveling. But I got news for you. We got another 15 years of this. This isn't going away tomorrow. This is not going, so if you're waiting for the economy to turn around to get working in practice, you're not going to be around. You're going to be working for a PPO. This is not going away. Okay? Okay? So we got to really pay attention to this whole thing about, you know, how do they hear about it? Is there a match between us and them? So we think about the issue of making promises. So I start out with this and say, make some expectations. This is what you can expect of us. Follow me? Start with standards, move them into expectations, and if you're bold enough, move them into promises. Okay? You make a promise, and then you come back into your organization and you build an organization that delivers that promise. You make a bold promise, and then you deliver it. Right? You build an organization that can deliver it. And then you build, that's how you build your distinctive brand. Okay? So my practice, and I'm only saying this, not that you should say this, is we promise to lower your dental repair costs. We promise to help you control all future dental disease. Not some, but all. Okay? We focus on your health, not your disease. We promise to guide you in protecting and preserving facial aging from dental causes. Facial aging from dental causes. We promise to eliminate fear and anxiety. We promise to eliminate pain and discomfort. Now, if you walk through and you think about the market you're going to serve or who you want to serve, you want to make promises at the survival, safety, and security level. You want to make promises about the control level. You want to make promises about the relationship level. You want to make promises about the self-esteem level. You're in the self-esteem. Not completely, but you're into enhancing, you know, we're all into the business of enhancing people's quality of life. That's what you do. So if somebody says to me, well, what do you do? He says, I enhance the quality of people's life. And that's a true statement. But how do you do it? How do you go about enhancing the quality of somebody's life? Okay? So I just bring these up as an example. Okay? So here's a couple questions. And obviously, you know, there's a lot more to this, and I'm not getting into any tactics here. What impact does your service have on your patients? What impact? Okay. Low impact, low value. High impact, high value. Is there a way you could enhance the impact you have on your patients? Is there a way you could, wouldn't that be a great question to just interrogate for a period of time? How could we do better to impact the people we work with? How could we do a better job of that? So marketing, you know, when we think of marketing, marketing is everything. It's like, it's the contact on the phone. It's when they arrive at the office as to what people say. It's even the environment. And by the environment, I'm not talking about a luxury environment. I'm talking about the climate that goes on, the feeling that goes on between the doctor and the staff and between the staff members and each other. The climate, the environment has a lot to do with the safety. Because, you know, you feel, I think women are far more intuitive than us men. But, you know, you can almost feel when you walk into a place and it just feels right. Now, I would agree that some of that has to do with color. Some of it has to do with taste, maybe, of the environment. But a lot of it still has to do with how people interact with each other. And, you know, and if your staff member, the people don't believe in what you're doing, you don't have a shot at it. You just don't have a shot at it. If your staff members don't believe in what you're doing, they're going to undermine everything that happens with a sidelong glance, a twist, or this. If they think you're charging too much, they're going to undermine it. I remember I had a great dentist. He's retired now. Great dentist as a student from Michigan. This guy was one of the best gold dentists in the whole state. And Michigan has a lot of really good dentists in it. And I was meeting with him. He says, you know, all of a sudden, you know, I'm just having trouble patients moving forward. And I said, well, so talk to me about your process. Who's making the financial arrangements? Well, it turned out that he had put another person in a role to make the financial arrangements. And this person was having difficulty. She was having to get paid early. Okay. Well, and he's sitting there talking about this beautiful dentistry that was discretionary dentistry. And so she's walking in, and, well, she wouldn't afford it. She wouldn't do it. So she was automatically posing, so to speak. So there's so much that I want to say about marketing, and it is as much or more what goes on in the office than what goes on outside the office. It's as much or more what happens inside the office.